Hey there, guys. It's been a real long time since I put any videos out, but been real busy. Finally got a chance here, a little bit of time to do another video, so I thought it was about time to do a video on security pins, kind of how they work, and how to pick them, and hopefully you'll find this insightful. What I got here is a 5-pin mortise cylinder. Schlag mortise cylinder, and what I'll be using to pick it, once I'm done picking it, I'll gut it and show you the innards of it and everything. All the bottom pins are standard pins, just regular key pins. The top pins are mostly spools. There's I believe two deep spools, one a little more shallow spool, and then like a Christmas tree pin, kind of something like that. It's kind of like a T-pin with a lip at the bottom. Okay, so I'll be using a Peterson, one of their flat 5 tension wrenches, and this homebrew pick. It's 15 thousandths, modeled after a gem. So let's get to this. First of all, with picking security pins, and picking any lock for that matter, you're going to go in and you're going to look for your binding pin. So some people like to start out at the back, other people like to start out at the front. Let me get this so I can see what I'm doing and you guys can see too. Okay, so start out here at the back, just going along, feeling my way for a binder, and it feels like pin 2 was a binder, and pin 1. Now you see we just got a little bit of a fault set. If you notice, the core is not completely horizontal anymore. You know what? Let me take that back, and if you have a front angle, you'll be able to see the rotation better. Let's see if we can get this to work. Okay, so it's pin 2, there was our binder. Okay. Bring it up to pin 1. Okay, now you see we got that click there. So that right there is basically a fault set, and that's what we want to get. That's what you're looking for when you're picking locks with security pins. So that way you'll get you'll be able to feel what you're doing with your pins and not just blindly picking like a standard lock. So I'm gonna have to rotate this back because I can't get my hand in here in front of the camera otherwise. But okay, so here we go again. Start at the back again. Work our way forward. Keep on feeling. Okay, now it feels like pin 3 or 2. It feels like 2 we're getting a little bit of counter rotation. So let's see if we can loosen up a little, and you see the core rotated back, but it didn't come back to our fault set. But now when we touched 1, it dropped back into our fault set again. So I'm going to try lifting pin 1 a little more. And there we go, we got a little bit of a deeper fault set. Start out at the back again. And it feels like pin 3 now is binding. We got a click out of him and counter rotation. Make sure 1 and 2 are still set. Go back to 5 again. And basically just keep on doing this process through and through. And eventually, if the stars align correctly, you'll open it. So let's see there we go. Okay, we got another click out of 1, and it feels like 4 is giving us counter rotation. There we go. Keep on feeling our way out. Feels like 1 dropped down again. Just make sure he's set. Back in again. Feels like 4 dropped down again. Got him set. And the tighter the tolerances are on a lock, the more you're going to get this volleying, so to speak, of the pins. One guy's going to drop down, you're going to pick one guy and another guy's going to drop down, and then you pick that guy up again and somebody else drops down. So it feels like we're on 5 now, getting some pretty intense counter rotation. I can feel other guys and hear them dropping. Okay, he's at 1. Not sure if we got 5 up, but keep going through the process here. Who's our next binder? Well, one guy. He dropped down again. Back on 3. Back on 1. On 4. There's 1. 2 clicks out of 1. 3. Back onto 1. Feels like 3's binding up again. And it's like 1 is binding again. And 4. Release 1 pin, I overset somebody. Okay, more clicks out of 1 and 2 again. And yeah, basically this game can just go on and on. Sometimes it's a lot faster, sometimes it's slower. This time seems to be one of those slower times where, you know, it just doesn't work how you want it to. And you can see how we're just going back and forth with counter rotation and then dropping back into that default set again. And there we go. The right combination of times. Finally get it open. So here we are. I can get this lighting a little better. Okay. So let's flip it over. Got this guy. Okay. So here we are with the top pins, key pins, not the top pins, the key pins, sorry. Okay, rearrange all these properly. Okay. So as you can see, it's not anything extreme bitting or anything, but we've got a little bit of a shorter pin here in the front, pretty deep guy here, or pretty long, which way you want to go from. A real deep guy here, short, so you got to lift him real high. Longer one, and then another shorter one behind it. And then that's for the top. The key pins. Now we'll get the top pins out. Okay. So, pin 1. Let's see if we can focus on him. kind of that Christmas tree. Get some of this stuff off here. Oops. He's the guy who's kind of like that, kind of looks like a T-pin. Get this refocused. Well, there we go. Okay, so you can see that little lip on the back there. That's from pin 1. Then this guy here, popped out the back, is our deep cut spool. And then here we got a standard, a little less deep cut of a spool. We got pin 4, we got a homemade pin. Let's see if we can focus on this. There we go. Okay, so you can see those little grooves cut in it, so it adds makes it feel like you hit a shear line, but you haven't. So pretty much all those little clicks we're feeling, that guy was adding to that effect. And then our last pin here, another real deep spool. So this is what it's looking like here. And that's only 5 pins, so you know, with a 6 pin in there, if you put a serrated or something, that would, you know, up the stakes even more on it. So hopefully you find this helpful. Yeah, any comments, any questions, leave them in the comments below, and have a good one.